I've been taking down guys since before he was even wrestling. So
What's up, everyone? Shaquille Mahjoudi here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the UFC's number 13 ranked middleweight contender, fighting Bo Nickal in the co-main event of UFC Fight Night on Saturday. One of the most decorated champions in one championship history. That I don't think he's eager to go and revisit that anytime soon. Working his way to the UFC title, Reinier de Ridder. How are you, sir?
yeah, I'm doing good, man. I just got here in Des Moines yesterday. Yeah, fight week.
Yeah, I'm from Canada. I've never been to Des Moines, and so I'm like, I'm not even gonna say the word. I'm not gonna try to. I'm just gonna call it Fight Night and spare myself the embarrassment. But thank you for putting me on game with the pronunciation so early into this. All right, let's talk about the fight. This is an intriguing one. Maybe not the top five ranked opponent you were hoping for, but definitely one of the bigger names in the middleweight division.
Yeah.
Bo Nickal seems to think that you probably weren't all that excited when this was the matchup proposed to you. What was your enthusiasm level like when the UFC came calling with this fight?
No, I'm pretty happy with it actually. We were working on a short notice thing after the last fight, but that fell through, and they came up with this one pretty soon after. And yeah, it's cool to get the matchup style-wise is pretty cool. I think we
Mm.
can really show off and find out who the better grappler is. And as you just said, he is not a top five guy yet, but he's definitely a top five name. He's up there, the great American hope. Let's see if I can get this guy.
Would you be willing to share what the short notice fight was that didn't work out?
Nah, I don't think that's nice.
Okay.
I'll keep that to myself.
Is it something you're hoping to revisit in the future?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. There's a
Okay.
lot of guys above me in the rankings,
Okay.
and I want to be active and get to them as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, then I hope that materializes for you.
Yeah,
Against Gerald Mearshard, you were a lot more sort of measured and composed. And then you told my colleague Brian Campbell, like, that's not what the Kevin Holland fight is going to look like. I am going in like a runaway train from the get-go. And I was like, I hope that's true. I didn't know it was going to be that true. Like, you were not kidding. The second that fight, the bell rang, you were after him.
yeah.
Um, in hindsight, what sort of confidence did you gain from that approach versus Kevin Holland relative to the approach you took from, like, was it validating that yes, this was the right move and this is maybe how I should pursue things forward, or was that very Kevin Holland specific?
No, that's my style always. I always
Nice.
go out, get to the guys as quickly as possible. I was talking in some interviews a while back about my first few fights, and I kind of did the same thing.
Mm.
So nothing has changed too much, but in the Gerald fight, it was just a lot. First time in the UFC, fighting a guy I knew
Mm-hmm.
personally. I trained with him before, and I, I'm happy looking back with the fight. I got a lot of time in and whatever, but I know I can do way better than that, and I'm looking to do the same thing to Bo this time. I want to put a lot of pressure on him. Want to hit him with some good shots. He hasn't really been hit with anything major yet. He hasn't been taken down. He hasn't been pushed. So that's the plan.
I'm not speaking explicitly about you, just more broadly. I think one of the things we see when jiu-jitsu specialists or guys who are primarily submission artists make that transition to the UFC or MMA more broadly, I think sort of where the roads diverge is how much have they developed the wrestling? Can they take their opponents down so they can weaponize that brilliant submission game? When you're taking on someone who's as decorated a wrestler as Bo Nickal, how do you force a world-class wrestler to engage in grappling with you?
I was a takedown artist first. Judoka as I was a judoka as a kid. My takedown's always been a big part of my game. I've been taking down guys since before he was even wrestling. So
Ooh,
yeah,
good headline. Good headline. Very nice, Reneer. You just gave me the headline for this YouTube video, so I appreciate that. He seems to think now he wasn't saying it's a one for one comparison, but he anticipates that this fight will be similar to the Paul Craig fight. Do you think just do
Ooh,
you
nobody wants to
yeah
see that shit again, man. Fuck off.
um is it a mistake to lump you and Paul Craig into just the category of grapplers?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
What will be the difference on fight night?
I think everything. My striking style, even Paul Craig is a orthodox fighter. I'm a southpaw fighter. My takedowns, my jiu-jitsu as a whole is very different than Paul's. But we're similar in build. He's long and lanky like I am. But expect nothing like that last fight.
I appreciate your efforts to promote this fight as well that you are. I feel like it's a lost art in MMA, and so I'm glad that you're bringing that with you over from one to the UFC. May I ask about the small? It seems like maybe a cut around your right eye. Is that anything to be
No, no,
concerned
no,
about?
no.
Doesn't even exist. I don't. Must
I don't.
AI generated. Sorry. Okay. Well, fingers crossed. I'm just saying things. I did forget to wear my glasses today, so.
You didn't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, this is your third fight in less than 6 months. Why are you so active?
That's the whole thing. That's the whole goal. I want to make as much good as I can. I want to do as many fights as I can. And this is really something since I've come here to the UFC that's been in the front of my mind. This is not forever.
Mm,
Time is gonna run out in not too long as a pro fighter, and I wanna just take it all, take as much as I can.
I won't ask you for like a specific retirement timeline. That's way too soon. But when you talk about, not having forever, is that more like, do you have a certain plan in mind for your life post fighting, or is that just, naturally, late 30s, early 40s is kind of around the time most fighters start wrapping up?
Yeah, definitely. And I have a gym back home. I used to be a physical therapist
Hmm.
as a that's my training as a profession. We're just wrapping up the practice now at home. We're gonna quit the practice because I'm too busy with
Hmm.
everything else. Um, but I have a lot of stuff going on. I would never sit around. I'm not that
Cool.
guy who's gonna stick around for too long. Um, and I'm making plans to spend more time in Florida.
Hmm.
So every for all the fights, making plans to get my kids there in
Hmm.
school for a year. Um, I want to make this a big one. I want to make this a big year. Yeah.
Amazing. You are coming off that win over Kevin Holland. Are you also looking to beat his record for 7 UFC fights in a 12-month span? What are the odds?
Yeah, this is 3 and 6 months.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, who knows? It's gonna be I think if I finish this guy spectacularly, I do as I'm planning on, then it might get a little harder to get a lot of fights,
Mm,
if you know what I mean. So the amount is not the most important thing. The quality of the fights is the most important thing.
Since you're so confident, would you be willing to share a prediction on the outcome of your fight with Bo Nickal?
Yeah, so I think what the goal is to put a lot of pressure on him, get close, hit him with some good shots, take him down, choke him out. I don't know. I'm not gonna say like first round, second round, but um, yeah, we'll see. I think if I can keep pressuring him, if I can hit him with some good stuff, um, I think in 15 minutes I can find his neck. I think I will. Yeah.
Are you, because I feel like this is a conversation that's starting to bubble up among the fans. Are you impressed with Bo Nickal and what he's accomplished so far?
Yeah. Um, so he hasn't really fought the biggest names yet. That last fight it wasn't the greatest thing to watch, of course, but if you're looking at like he's a guy who's been striking for 2 years, 3 years, whatever. In that light, he did pretty good against a guy with so much experience. His footwork looks pretty good. He circles well. He throws the overhand pretty decently. Um, the calf kick looked alright when he threw it. So he's doing good. Yeah. Um, I'm not saying I'm not impressed by your performance, but it wasn't. Yeah, he's getting there. I think he's a hard worker. He's not. He'll get there eventually, but it's not that great yet.
Yeah. That GSP line is like when my Christian mother-in-law starts like throwing dishes out at the family dinner. It comes out of nowhere, you don't expect it, and it hits a little bit harder because of it. Let's wrap up here. Let's get a couple little YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reel content out of you, just to spread the wealth. Very quickly, can I get Reinier de Ridder's top three active jiu-jitsu players, or submission artists, excuse me, in the UFC? Who are the three best submission guys right now?
RDR. Um, I like the Brazilian guy at heavyweight. He does well.
Mm,
He lost one, but then he won again.
Gelton Almeida?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I like the ninja choke from Jean Silva as
Mm.
well. That
I,
was cool.
I think everyone liked that ninja choke,
Yeah.
especially. Last one. Who are your three favorite all-time submission artists ever in MMA?
Yeah. Damian Maya. Come on. They have to give it to him. George, GSP, especially to the end of his career, those were great as well. Um, who else? What's the Brazilian guy heavyweight?
Gelton Almeida?
No, no, older. He submitted Kane with the arm in guillotine.
Oh man,
Um, um,
submitted. Fabricio Verdum?
Christopher Doom, sorry.
Okay, there
Excuse
we
me.
go. No, it's okay. You're testing my knowledge. I just had Big Nog on the mind. I'm like, he didn't tap out Kane. Great answers. I respect Damian Maya. I'll never quite forgive him for submitting my favorite Carlos Condit in my hometown of Vancouver. But what are you
Oh,
gonna do? You can't win them all. Rainier, I really appreciate your time. I want to let you have the last word. So if there's anything you want to tell the people, the floor is yours, my friend.
mm, watch this Saturday. That's the only thing you have to do.